Hello everyone, welcome to Taria. This reading is all about how the rest of 2025 looks for you. I have for you today 3 cards. You can pick any pile intuitively. If you feel called out to more than one card, feel free to watch the reading for all the cards. Here are a few seconds for you to pick a card that you feel drawn towards. The timestamps for each pile are listed in the description. Feel free to jump right over to your reading. Okay, hello pile number 1. These are the cards that I have picked out for you today. Also, before we get into the reading, remember that this is a general reading. Take what resonates and leave out the rest. Instantly, the messages that I get for you, that you've been thinking way too much. There is a lot of thought. It could be something, a new idea that's building up in your mind. It could be about communicating with somebody. It could be probably overthinking as well about situations of the past or anything and everything that's going on around you. You're probably trying to come to a conclusion. You feel a little bit of disbalance. It could be related to your finances as well. Overall, I see that there's a lot of thought, and it is something that you can't, you're not able to easily let go of. You are probably constantly debating or wondering where the situation could go, or where it could take you, where what the consequences of this situation could be, or your decisions could be. The guidance that I feel like I need to give you here, with the Magician being one of the cards, is you need to trust yourself. You need to trust that you have anything and everything that is needed for you to overcome the situation, that is needed for you to come out of the situation beautifully and actually appreciate all the things that you learn from whatever has been going on in life. I also feel like you're in a position where you can embrace the parts of you that you feel are very caring, that you feel want to flourish, want to blossom. I feel like it is the time for you to accept that part of yourself, to feel the comfort and the nourishment that you yourself can give you. I think the term for this is self-love, probably. It is time for you to realize that even after all of this, even after, I don't know, I'm getting the term venom, even after all the poison that you might have felt from all these situations, or all the discomfort, or all the bloodiness of these situations, you still have the potential to come out, and you still can bring out your authentic true self, that too with grace, with power, with confidence. What I also feel is you may have had the feeling of being backstabbed, being left alone, being lonely, not having anybody to actually turn to, because probably it is the people that you relied on because of whom you're now in this situation, or you feel so alone. So that is something that relates to the earlier message of trusting yourself, of knowing that you are enough, you have everything you need to bring the best version of yourself out, to the best of your abilities. Even though you might feel disbalanced, you might feel the loss of a counterpart. If we relate this to, let's say, relationships, probably the loss of somebody who you really trusted, or being in a disbalanced sort of situation with a significant other, could be your partner, your friend, family, anybody. But I also see, like I've mentioned, that you have new things going on in your head. You have new ideas maybe building up in your head to maybe deal with this situation. Also, this is not necessary that it would just be about the current situation. It could be in general as well, that you're probably thinking of starting something new, and you're just in the early stages. The ideas are budding, you're probably trying to communicate with someone, you're starting to take small little steps, or at least thinking about them. But I also say that something has really affected you, something has affected your peace, something has felt like a backstab, something has made you feel all lonely. But again, the messages remain the same, that you need to come out of it, because you truly have the potential to come out of it, and you don't need anybody else to do that for you. Some other cards that I took out, I feel like number 4 is very, very significant for you, very, very important. Could be somebody's date of birth, could be just a special day in your life, or maybe the next 4 days that will be really important for you. Um, you could have just somehow the number 4 being very significant. Like I mentioned, you're constantly in the state of thinking, you're debating, you felt left out, you have conflicting thoughts about yourself, like thousands of voices in your mind that are constantly interacting with each other, trying to make you come out of this position where you feel too attached and then too away and then too disappointed with people and with whatever has been going on. I feel like somehow your finances also are included in this. You're probably worried about finances, or probably, let's say something that has been bothering you, something that you felt attached to, and now suddenly, you have to let go of it. Um, at the same time, like I mentioned, I do see somebody approaching you. It could be this person that you felt away from approaching you again, or it could be you taking the steps to approach them when you finally feel confident and put together with how things have been for you. But I do see that you really need to calm yourself down. You really need to understand that every single voice in your head is not what you have to consider as plain truth. You have to listen to your intuition, which has always been guiding you to the right path. You have everything within you that a person needs to come out beautifully in life, to come out of grave situations in life. Some other cards that I had pulled off. Okay. No need to worry, let go, the situation will improve. Like I've mentioned, I really feel like this is in regards to something or someone who you've been really attached to, and something has happened that has made you, come to a pickle, like I've been mentioning all throughout the reading. So you have to believe, you have to remain positive, you have to manifest this in your life, that the situation will improve. This will only happen when you are on the process of letting go, when you don't attach yourself so deeply to this situation that it runs more away from you, further away from you. And I think it's pretty clear that you do not need to worry. Things will turn in your favor. You are being protected, you are being guided. Just that you have to listen to your intuition, the voice that's guiding you, rather than all the millions of voices in your head that will tell you everything, that will make you think so much, that will make you probably manifest the wrong things. So trust yourself, trust your gut, trust that the situation will improve and that the universe and the world will work in your favor. Before we end the reading, I'm sure you have some question in your mind that you'd want to get the answer to. I give you this moment to think of the question while I pull out a card as the answer. Okay, if you were thinking of a yes or no question, the answer is yes. I would also like to bring out some cards that would be based on timeline, which might help you. Okay, another card that's come out is within the next few months. So if your question was time based or something that you needed guidance to, it says within the next few months. That was your reading, pile number 1. I hope you were able to resonate. Hello, pile number 2. These are the cards that I've pulled out for you. Remember that this is a general reading. Take what resonates and leave out the rest. Okay, pile number 2. I see a lot going on for you, especially probably in your love life or when it comes to relationships and connections. I also see a little bit of stress. I feel like you've probably had an experience, a very strong connection with someone, and then either you've had to let go of that someone, or this new person that you met has helped you let go of the situations of the past and has let you feel more connected to yourself, has let you, think in a different perspective, think a little out of the repetitive cycles that you might have felt drawn to or prone to. Either this or the other scenario that we have is that you have been feeling left out and lonely, and then you found somebody who made you feel all connected, who made you finally feel that you're getting what you're giving in. you know. It's equal when it comes to efforts, and it's equal when it comes to give and take, be it a friendship, be it a relationship, be it anything. You're feeling you're feeling like you finally found someone, you finally found a counterpart that actually supports you, that actually gives you what you deserve in exchange of all the efforts that you put in. Not that this is sort of a deal, but it comes very naturally to this connection. It comes, you know, it is out of pure feelings, it is out of pure compassion, and it is out of pure care for each other, which is great. So this is one aspect. This is not necessary that it will be about a relationship. It could be about a friendship, or just some connections that you've made, or maybe even about yourself, about how you've been feeling, about how you finally feel connected to yourself, connected to the parts of your soul, your inner voice. um, you're probably feeling a little more healed. Yeah, that is one very important aspect that I see. Again, I also see that this could even be in terms of your career or your finances, that you finally see the success and the fruit of your struggle. You finally see the phal of your karma, and you finally feel like all the efforts that you've been putting in are finally showing their glow. They're showing their fire. You're able to rise out like a phoenix, rise from the ashes. And I feel like you just need to give yourself some credit for all the thought that you've put into making the right decisions for yourself. I see a lot of rebuilding of connections as well for you. If this has not happened yet, this is probably something that's going to help you even more, that you've been guided towards, to build more connection, feel more probably relate to the aspects of your childhood, or things that make your inner child feel safe. This would come very naturally. Again, you won't even realize, but you might feel like slowly and steadily you're able to, with the flow of the water, you're able to offer your cup of emotions. You're able to express yourself better. You're able to feel things in a more um, connected way, more deeply probably, but in the right manner. Overall, I would say a lot of positivity is coming soon. If you've been feeling a little stuck, I see, I see that loneliness, or that part of you that feels left out, finding the right people, coming together with the right people. I see a lot of hard work though from your end, and I feel like all this hard work, like I mentioned at the beginning, success after struggle, that's the thing that's happening for you. It could be in regards to your career and finances as well, that you will finally see some progress. You'll see, um, you'll be able to recognize yourself as well, that okay, here's a list of things that I've been able to do, and I now see the results of it coming out. I now see how my mind is able to function better because of those. I now see how I'm able to think outside of the box, how everything is coming into place. So I think for you, it's all about healing. I think I think this is a very good reading in all aspects, no matter what situation you are in right now. I see a lot of progress happening. Um, the only thing that will remain constant is that this is not the sort of indication to pause the hard work, to pause the struggle. It is not a time for you to think that if you've not been able to see results up until now, this is not the time for you to stop. This is the time for you to keep going on, to keep encouraging yourself, to keep taking your stand, to keep doing better towards whatever has been happening. So yeah, I see you. I Again and again, the phrase rising from the ashes. Maybe you felt like you've hit rock bottom, and then after some compromises, after some efforts, you're finally able to come out of it. You're finally able to recognize parts of you that feel more connected to yourself, to how you've been feeling, and to how things have been for you, the way you wanted to feel. So I think the main message here is for you to keep the work going, to keep feeling what you're feeling, to sort of encourage that, and to know that you're going to achieve everything that you want to. Some more cards that I pulled out for you. Okay, very important for you. Like I have been mentioning, it brings us to this being the time of transformation for you. It brings us to how your efforts, all the hard work that you've been putting, cards are repeating themselves too. So definitely confirmation that all the hard work that you've been putting is being recognized, whether or not you feel like it. People are watching, people will know that you've been putting efforts, which will ultimately lead to a transformation from your end, which will lead to you coming out fresh. I think this transformation is what will bring you to come out of the ashes and come out from the rock bottom that feel like you've hit. I also see if there have been any issues when it comes to family, I see that you will come out of those, build a beautiful life, feel more connected. Like I mentioned, you'll feel connected to the inner aspects of yourself and the inner child and the childhood. It's all about reunion for you. It's all about rebuilding connections. This could very well be your family, like I mentioned at the beginning, that you'll feel like an equal give and take. You'll feel balanced. You'll feel calmer. You'd want to appreciate. You'd want to bring out and finally offer your cup of emotions. So all of it comes to connect. This is double confirmation. I think it's going to be a wonderful time for you, be it your relationships, be it romantic, be it friendships, connections, anything. It is just that don't feel like this is a time for you to stop the efforts. Don't feel like you should not feel what you're feeling. Embrace it, whether you're feeling lost, whether you're feeling out of control, whether you're feeling the very fact that you can't see results. But I trust me, I guarantee you'll be able to see a change. You'll be able to see a whole transformation of life and how things are going for you. Some guidance cards we have: amazing success, we have meditation brings answers, and compromise. So I feel like when we relate to this to the overall reading, success, of course, like I cannot stress it enough that you will see results, you will see success, you will see so much, happening for you, everything falling into place for you. Definitely, definitely believe that, manifest that for yourself. Don't stop and don't, sit to compare yourself with things that are happening, or to compare the success that maybe others have received maybe quicker than you, or the results that they might have received. Don't have that aspect within you to see somebody else's journey, because trust me, yours is going to change, and for the better. You're going to feel so empowered. You're going to feel You are going to feel like you have done it all alone, and you have to give yourself credit for that. Compromise, I feel like this again could have two aspects. Like I mentioned, the earlier part of you being lonely. Maybe you made that compromise to distance yourself from people, to achieve and to come to the stage where you can get successful. You can get all the success in the world. Um, Either that, or it could be to be open to still putting in your efforts even though the results might be a little delayed. Compromise with that. Don't compromise with your efforts or your beliefs, but with just the idea that maybe things are not coming as soon as you expected them to come. Be ready to adjust to things, but again, not to the extent that you're not valuing things that are ideal for you, or not valuing things that mean a lot to you. um, Stand up for yourself. You need to trust yourself. And you know I feel like compromise here could be about just the idea of time. When time turns into your favor, and when it finally shows you everything, all the results that you have been wanting to see for so long. Meditation brings answers. I think it's self explanatory, that connecting to yourself even more. It's all about healing for you, like I mentioned, your inner child. Probably something like meditation or journaling, or talking even to that, talking to somebody. That could also be ways for you to heal your inner child. This is a very random thing, but some of you may have been, looking at pictures from your childhood, may have been scrolling through photo albums, may have been, reconnecting with people from early childhood, or friends or cousins, something like that. So I think all of that is leading to this zone of yours, where you feel, where you're able to connect with yourself, and you're able to understand the best things for yourself. And I think that is what is ultimately leading you to your success. This is your meditation, this reconnection, this reliving, and this rebuilding of the thoughts, and this reuniting of connections. So So I think all of this would play a major role for you, and you're totally on the right track if you've been wondering about that. Just keep going ahead, just keep trusting the universe, trust yourself, and see how the things will change into your favor. Now, here's a little segment. If you have any question in your mind, could be a yes or no question. I'm going to pull out one card for you. Think of your question. Okay. Don't stop. Like I have been stressing it. Do not stop your efforts. Do not stop the hard work. Keep going. You're totally on the right track. If you've been wondering about, a question whether I should keep, I should continue with probably a job or continue with my business, or go ahead with my small business, don't stop the efforts. Keep going, keep going. Definitely you'll see things happening for you, you'll see things changing for you. Here's a little time bound card as well that might help you understand the aspects of the answers to your questions better. We have within the next few weeks. Okay, could be very well that you'll see success and you'll see the results from anywhere between the next few weeks to, let's say, the end of the year or the beginning of 2026. But overall, I feel like it's been a wonderful reading for you. You totally need to continue what you're doing. You need to trust yourself. You need to keep going. You need to feel that connection to your inner child that's guiding you to the right path. That was your reading, a very beautiful one indeed, and I wish you all the luck for all the things that are to come your way. Hello, pile number 3. Here are the cards that I've pulled out for you. One extra one fell off, so I'm going to take that as well. What I'd like to say is, remember that this is a general reading. Take what resonates with you and leave out the rest. Okay, pile number 3. First of all, I feel like you've been taking a lot of action towards something. You've been putting in something you're really passionate about, probably something that makes you feel very you, something that makes you want to give your best and bring out the best in you. Probably your work, or probably an initiative, or something that could also be a social service that you've been very drawn to, and you've been always wanted to work in that field, and something that you've always wanted to do. I feel like you've been putting in a lot of efforts. Maybe especially this month of June has been very important for you, I feel like, where you have taken significant efforts to bring whatever ideas that you've had and whatever your vision has been into action, to actually do something with all your ideas and whatever you've thought to be doing for the longest time. I also see something related to your finances, but I feel like when we take out the other cards, we'd probably be able to get a clearer vision. However, I feel like some type of offer will come in for you. Maybe these efforts that you've been putting in for your dream job, or maybe these efforts that you've been putting in for to achieve this offer, or to achieve, to get the idea of the beginning, to finally be able to get started and kick started with maybe your career, or any field that you've been working into. I finally see some type of financial offer coming in for you, something that you've really been wanting, and you're really passionate about, that's really going to make you feel like, oh, finally, all my efforts have come into place. Maybe you've even applied to some places, and you're probably trying to get the result of that, and you're in your steadfast position, ready to give the confirmation any second that you get an offer. So I feel like you're all ready from your end. You're all ready from the perspective of taking action, and the perspective of doing something as soon as you get like the green light. Basically, I feel a lot of finance and career related things happening for you, or probably this is one of the factors that you've been wondering a lot about. Yeah, definitely some growth when it comes to ideas, some growth when it comes to feeling the best version, some growth when it comes to feeling a little powerful, a little supported, a little more into your space and more into your zone, where you feel the best of you, where you feel like you're able to bring out every aspect of you. You feel like you feel so set, you feel so, put together. That is what I see for you. I also see that this has come out after a lot of transformations. It could be that you've maybe not felt the best when it comes to your mental health, or when it comes to, maybe this is sort of, burdened you a lot. You've been feeling a little overwhelmed. However, these things keep changing for you. I feel like that green light, the moment you get it, you'll forget about everything, and everything that's been, making you like take rest, and giving you a stop. The moment you get that green light, you'll be back into your zone. You'll be feeling the most you, and you're going to forget everything that has been holding you back. But I definitely see that either of the two scenarios, that this has come out after a lot of struggle for you. You feel like your life has transformed completely, and it is only then that you're able to bring out this aspect, that you're able to put in everything. Or the second scenario is that you've been putting in these efforts for a long time. You've been trying to keep your, maintain your stand, maintain your position for a long time, that now you're in that zone where you feel like, I just need things to change for me, I just need this transformation. It's either of the one. But definitely something related to your work. I still feel like it is, either you feel emotionally drained but still have the drive to keep going. You feel, probably you feel like your mental health has been affected a lot, but you're just like, you're pushing yourself a little harder to continue that, and to keep up with whatever has been going on. So yeah, I definitely see some transformation. If you've already been through or are going through a phase where you're feeling so low, this is your sign that things are going to change, that you're going to feel so much more, supported and elevated when it comes to your position. And if you've been feeling like this for a long time, you're awaiting an offer, you've been wanting a break, this is where things will transform for you. Some more cards. We have Knight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, and the Strength. Definitely what I've been mentioning, something in your finances, a huge offer, your dream offer, your dream job, something, or someone approaching you that you wanted, I want this person to approach me, to give me a position, I want to prove myself to them so that I can do well for myself. Then definitely all that happening for you. Definitely somebody coming towards you with some sort of offer, be it financial or otherwise, and this is something that you have been awaiting. Specifically, I feel like this is, like I've said like multiple times, I feel like this is about your work and finances. Definitely you're going to see a lot of results. You're going to see major improvement when it comes to your financial position. You're going to see a lot of luxury, and a lot of, oh, I manifested my dream sort of thing. It's going to be wonderful, it's going to be positive, it's going to be bright. All the gloominess and all the sad blue days are going to go away, and you're going to have a lot of yellow, and you're going to have a lot of brightness. You're going to see a lot of light, full, your life will feel like brighter, and you'll feel the light of my life is back, stuff like that. So definitely very positive. Strength here, I think there are multiple messages that I would want to give to you regarding this. First of all, you have to keep your willpower high, especially if you're someone who's been putting in efforts for a long time into this position or into this aspect. You have to have your strength and your willpower to be there to support you. You have to convince yourself to keep up. You have to convince yourself to just push a little more harder. I also feel like just some control over other things, more of willpower and control over probably aspects of yourself that are not the best for you, or that you need to, let go for some time. Maybe the aspect of you, if you tend to get, to the extremes, you probably want yourself to be in a position where you think of things in a more, from a more balanced point of view. You don't go up to the extremes, and you don't just convince yourself for things. So keeping your passions probably in line so that they're not becoming a burden, so that they're not becoming something that pressurize you, but instead something that you actually enjoy, are in control of, things that, that it itself works out for you. You make it work out for you. That is where your willpower and your inner strength will come into play. That is where, you'll be able to bring the best out of whatever it is that is coming towards you. But definitely a lot of improvement, especially if you've been feeling stuck, especially if you've been waiting for things to transform and change for you. Some other guidance that we have: improving health, communicate clearly, and it's up to you. With it's up to you, let's address that first. I definitely feel like this is about the offer. Probably you've been putting in efforts, and now it is up to you. Now you're no longer in that waiting zone, you're no longer in that clueless zone, you're no longer in the zone where you're awaiting responses. Now the table's turned towards you. It'll be you who'll be, accountable for yourself, who'll be, you know um, who people will be waiting for, who people will want a response from. I definitely feel like everything is turning in your favor. The transformation that you've been seeking is definitely coming, and it is up to you how you treat this person or this offer or anything that is coming towards you, how you manage it, or what you want to do with it, whether you want to take a break, whether you want to go for it, whether how you handle it. And this is where your strength aspects come in as well. I feel like the guidance for you is to consider everything, to see everything that has been going around you, and then make the right decision. Then make the right decision when your passions are in control and also working out for you at the same time, and you're addressing them, not ignoring them, but not letting them overpower everything else. So keeping everything in line, keeping all your efforts in line, keeping your mind in line, things that you've been thinking in line, and then taking the right decision. So it is up to you how you make your life change from now onwards. With communicate clearly, again, I feel like it could be for the person and this offer that's been coming up. Think about it and then communicate your ideas clearly, whether you want time, whether you want a break, whether you just want to communicate with the person, you just want to put your thoughts out, or you've probably moved over to a new adventure that you now want to work upon. So, make your choices clear, make your ideas clear, make sure that your head is clear, and you're not yourself confused, or you're not able to distinguish between the lines. Make sure your lines are not blurry, and then make sure that you're able to address everything around you, everyone around you, with clarity and with confidence. um, so yeah, whatever your ideas are, like I mentioned in the beginning, you may have some endeavors that you're really wanting to pursue. So probably you want to work on them. So communicate things clearly. Don't be in the fear. Don't let your thoughts consume all the good things that this can bring out for you, and all the good things that you're wanting to work for yourself. With improving health, I think I mentioned in between that maybe your mental health has been a bit disturbed, or maybe you might have felt overburdened with so much that you've been doing to get to where you want to go. So definitely improving health in that aspect. You will probably be able to see that you get the time to you now that you have everything that you wanted to. You are able to process everything better. You are able to calm yourself down. Your mental health is doing better now that you're at a position where you know what's going on, and now that it's up to you, you're able to be out of that zone of not knowing what's going on, and being out of the zone of feeling stuck. So definitely so many things working out for you for the better. But just be cautious of everything that's going around before you make any decisions, and make the right decision for yourself, keeping in line your strength, your willpower, your willingness, and your passions. Now, you must have some question in your mind for which I'm going to pull out a card. So I would love if you think about your question right now. Okay. The card that's come out for you is no. So if you were thinking about a yes or no question, the answer is probably no. I'm going to pull out one more card for some more clarity. Okay, if it was a time bound question, the answer is within the next few months. So it could be that if you've been wanting clarity, you get it within the next few months. If you've been wanting rest, you get it in the next few months. This would totally depend on the question that you've been wondering about and would probably get the answer to this way itself. So, yeah, that is the reading for you, pile number 3. I hope you were able to resonate.